got? What do you got? What's going on, geeks? It's the Granite Geek. Today we are taking a look at a new USB mic from Fifine. In fact, the vast majority of videos that you've seen have all used audio from this K669B, which is also by Fifine. So I've been a huge fan of their mics, especially for the price. They offer incredible quality. So I'm hoping it's out with the old and in with the new, but we're gonna crack it open and see. So hit the subscribe button, click the bell so you don't miss this. We cover all things iPad Pro, Apple Talk, and Pro Audio. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show. Okay, so today we are taking a look at the Ampligame A8. It is a much simpler name than the K669B, but I love this mic so much that I was able to remember its ridiculously complicated name. The Ampligame A8 is a USB mic like its predecessor, but this time, and this is a great thing, it has a detachable USB cord. So the one you have right here, it's a fixed cable. So if something happens to the cable, your mic is done. There's no detaching the cable. So definitely a good upgrade with this one. It also has some RGB features as well. So that's gonna look good on the set. You always know I'm a fan. Looks like it's been opened. Maybe this is a review unit. I don't know. Or the tape came off or something. It's been super hot in NJ lately, so I don't know, that shouldn't have affected the adhesive. Ampligame A8 Fifine RGB mic series. Multicolor RGB lighting, full voice and less noise. I've been super happy with the noise levels on the K669B, so if they are improved here, that would be a welcome change. Instant and easy use, so basically plug and play. That's what they mean. On the back, Specification element condenser microphone, obviously. Polar pattern is cardioid, and its output is USB. Handy function keys, various RGB lighting, and practical accessories. It comes with a stand, which is great. This one comes with this stand here, which is actually super functional because you can put it on any mic. It's got a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio. Like right now with the K669B, I'm speaking, but it's just from using this microphone for a long time that I know what level to put it at based on my distance. But even then, I can't actually tell if I'm clipping or anything like that. I'm actually looking at the waveform on my iPhone too to check if I'm spiking or anything like that. I love the volume controls on the K669B. By the way, if you're interested in this one, I'll have links to that as well, including my full review of that. So we're gonna pull it out. Oh, and the shock mount is really cool. As I'm recording this video, sorry if you were wearing headphones, you're gonna hear that in the microphone, as where with this, it's got a nice fun little shock mount. So hopefully that'll absorb some of that noise. Manual, I can figure all that out. Where we're gonna find our cables probably, because they're not in the box. They're in the box, Adapter mount here. If you wanna take this and use it on a regular mic stand, this is super handy. And then here we have our USB cable, and this is, yes, USB-C to USB-A, and this is a lengthy cable here, and it feels pretty sturdy. So let's get it plugged into some power, and let's take a look at that RGB functionality, and then we'll do some audio tests, and I'll show you some sweet B-roll of this thing. All right, so the Ampligame A8, that's the audio that you're listening to right now, and I gotta say I'm pulling for this microphone because it looks so great. But I'll tell you what, traditionally with microphone reviews, you had to record the audio, then go back and listen to it before you could come back and record your opinion. But thanks to the headphone jack built right into this, I'm able to monitor in real time the audio quality, see if I'm clipping any of that kind of thing, and just give you my reaction. So that's really awesome in terms of functionality. While we're down there, let's talk about that USB-C detachable cable. That's also an amazing feature. I've had to baby the cable on this microphone, not because it's not well built, but just because anything over time can wear. And the body of this is metal, fantastic, built like a tank, not had any issues with it. But I don't want the cable to end up messing up over time, because once it is frayed or broken or cut, that's it. It's not detachable. So having the detachable USB-C is a game changer and a lifesaver in terms of just moving it around. Now, there's kind of a give and take here, because a negative I'd have is the build quality itself. So while the audio sounds just as good as the K669B, at least as far as these headphones are telling me, this plastic build does not give me a lot of confidence when throwing this into a bag to take to a gig or take to, a podcast that I'm shooting. And this thing just looks so beautiful. I'm gonna want to take it to places. I'm gonna want to show it off. but the build quality does give me pause there. Now, of course, we got to talk about the main thing. The RGB here looks fantastic, and we can cycle through the touch buttons on the back, and we'll talk about those in a moment. But we simply tap once in order to cycle through different colors very easily. And then one of the modes is the cycling through. So they're all just modes. But then if you want to turn it off, you press and hold, and it's touch sensitive. So there's no actual clicking button there, but it's still a negative, even though it's just a touch button, because even with the shock mount, you're always going to hear when you touch the mic. It's just not something you typically want to do. I would have much rather than put the touch sensitive buttons on the bass and connect them that way, even the volume on the bass, because let's talk about that now. The controls are behind the microphone, and that's something that's a little bit weird. The placement is odd. I typically like to have my controls in the front of the microphone for two reasons. Number one is aesthetically, the camera's typically facing the back of the mic, and I don't want people to see the controls. I want them to see the beauty of the microphone. And number two is, well, I can't see the controls, so I have to reach around and do it by feel, and I can't just glance over and check levels. I can't see if it's at half volume. I can't see if it's way too low, and it's just another thing that I have to do. In fact, in a setup like this, I have to get up and look around. Well, I could literally just move the microphone, but it's just not as convenient as having it on the front. So back to a positive, the metal mesh pop filter is a game changer. It's awesome. The one that I've got here from Wintech, it's very good. It's metal as well, but it gets flimsy and wears over time. Obviously, this would be compatible with a microphone like that as well, but it doesn't show off the RGB as well. So having that built right in is really nice. And the metal pop filters are typically the higher quality, better quality ones, and they're typically more expensive. So kudos for them throwing this into a $50 mic, under $50 once again. Now, another great feature about this microphone is the tap to mute. It's touch sensitive on the whole top of the mic. But it's just as simple as that. You can tap it and see if anybody can read my lips, and comment down below what you think I said. That might be a fun game. We talked about build quality. We talked about RGB. We talked about this special IO that's really good. We talked about the mute. We talked about the controls. Overall, I think this microphone, if it sounds as good, and of course, I'm still going to double check. It would be really lame if it didn't sound that great and my ears are deceiving me with these headphones, because I will have to come back and record this segment and say, yeah, well, while they're giving you good sound through the headphone jack, it's not really that great. But what leads me to believe that it is as good as it sounds now is because the waveforms are all looking good as well on the iPhone. I'm not seeing any clipping, anything like that. And I'm barely at, I think I'm at half, a little bit more than half volume. So hopefully we're getting a nice loud signal that is crisp and clean. And again, if you want to compare it, you can just go back to the beginning of this video and check out the audio from the K669B, and you can decide on your own. I'm gonna have to recommend this one over the K669B. And this is why, if this is on a desk, if you're primarily using it for gaming, podcasting, YouTube videos like this one, you're not gonna have to worry about build quality. It's just sitting here and everything works well enough and is high quality enough to not deteriorate and wear down over time. Plus, tapping and typing, it's got a shock mount, so that's gonna be really good. In fact, let's test that out right now. I'm gonna do just a little bit of tapping like I would on a keyboard, and you can judge for yourself what you think, you know. I may actually be exaggerating a little bit. So hey, you gotta let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'd love to chat it up with you guys. As always, gotta shout out the folks over at Fifine once again for sending over the Ampligame A8. Links will be down in the description below if you wanna pick one up. Of course, they're affiliate links, so they do help out the channel. The K669B, the Ampligame A8, so far from what I can tell, they are both fantastic microphones, ones that I definitely recommend. You're not gonna find anything better for that price point. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what kind of content you want to see coming up next. We cover all things iPad Pro, Apple Talk, and Pro Audio. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show.